What's up, Facebook Live? Nice to see you all. Today we are talking about a very interesting subject. It's the piece, if you've ever hung out with someone, whether it's just a friendship, a business relationship, even an intimate relationship, and all of a sudden kind of your creep meter started to go and freaking out, meaning that you just felt creepy being around the person, like something was going on that made you feel uncomfortable. Usually what's going on is you feel like the person is trying to get something from you intentionally or unintentionally, and therefore it sets off this weird kind of alarm system in our bodies, minds, and nervous system. So today we're going to chat about that. And we're going to chat about how to make sure you don't set that alarm off in people around you. It's an interesting topic that would be fun to chat about. But first, let's go ahead and get started with number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, 1103 things you're grateful for. If you wouldn't mind to toss it right over there in the comments section. Sonia, nice to see you. Welcome. Greg, hello. Good day, sir. Let me jump on here. Actually, let me grab my phone, and I'm going to share this in a few places. But as you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know three things you're grateful for today. As always, the reason I'm asking what you're grateful for isn't to have a feel-good conversation, as fun as it is. What I'm more interested in is helping you to continually train your brain to look at the world around you and hunt for what is right with your life instead of what's wrong with it. Both are always available, so choose to hunt for the good things and then magnify them in your brain. Let's see. So I share it. There we go. And so again, today's topic, if you've ever hung out with somebody and all of a sudden your creepometer started going and freaking out because it felt kind of weird being around someone, it's generally because you started to feel, this is the best topic ever. Thanks, Mark. Nice to see you. It's generally because you started to feel that they were trying to intentionally or unintentionally get something from you. And so that sets off the alarm. And so another way to consider this, and first let's start, for everyone who's tuning in, how many of you have ever had an experience that set your creepometer off? Meaning you were with another human, a man or a woman, you were in a business setting, in a business deal, your creepometer was like going crazy, you saw someone that they wanted to connect with you, and all of a sudden, they came after you as a friend, but it kind of set off that creepy meter. Or in an intimate relationship, there's someone who all of a sudden you got so excited, or they got so excited about you, they came at you with the type of energy that just like, whoa, freaked you out, and it's way too much all at once. I'd love to know how many of you experienced the kind of receiving side of this energy. And then I'd also love to know in the comment section, how many of you have intentionally or unintentionally, or usually the funniest, done this to other people, where you got so excited, you saw someone and all of your senses totally lit up. You were like, bing, 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 I must talk to that person, or that's the one. And you turned into, I forgot the name of the person. What's the Lord of the Rings, the creepy guy? It's like, my precious, the ring. I don't know if any of you have turned into that person and you've gone to go after someone. You're like, my precious. And they're like, just freaked out. And they just disappear and take off running as fast as they can to get away from you. I've certainly been on both sides of this. I apologize to anyone who I've creeped out just because I got a little too excited. Let's see. Mark says, sometimes I do it to scare away negative people. Interesting. Chelsea says, definitely have had this happen to me. I think it's Amelie says, hello, Casey McCreepy here. Yes, this is a fun topic. Sonny says, grateful for sunny days for the movie I watched in the cinema. Very nice. I've certainly experienced this, and I've certainly been a creep too. So I think we'll start with that all of us have been on both sides of this scenario. I guarantee you have. Greg says, for sure this has happened. And so all of us have been both sides of being either, the creep receiver or the creep giver here. And what's happening, just so you know, is our brain's getting hijacked. And let's think of this in a dating sense. If you're in a dating scenario, what we think of is you want to think of who is the person you're most yourself with. And you want to think of this. Who are you the most yourself with? And what I mean is the most natural, raw, funny, silly, goofy, weird, strange, creative, creative version of you. Sarah says, hey, what's up, Sarah? I've never thought of creeps as just being overly excited people. Interesting. So watch this. This will piece together in a second. So this thought of, when you're around someone that you're literally just yourself, like you do you, however you do you, you just show up and this is the way I am. If you like me, great. If you don't, like, screw off. I don't really care. It's me. When you're that person, you tend to be very attractive to other people. People call this confidence or certainty in oneself or any of these things. And all that means is you're really comfortable being yourself. So you just are yourself and you really don't give a shit what people think around you, them or anyone else included. Now, what's interesting, there's this weird dynamic. When we get around someone that has something we value or something we want or something we want to experience or something we want to have or do with something that we value, we tend to turn into this weird Smeagol-like version of ourselves that gets all creepy and tries to get it from them. Especially if we tell ourselves they might be this crazy thing called the one. Because we really don't want to screw it up then. I mean, if they're the one and you screw it up, then you'll never have one ever again. They're gone. So we turn into this really funky version of ourselves that tries to contort ourselves into this perfect shape and experience to convince this person that we too are the perfect person for them to connect with over whatever the hell it is we're talking to them about. Now, if you've ever done this, you start to realize what makes you creepy in that moment or what makes them creepy is they're not being themselves. You have this weird alarm system that says, hey, I don't think I can trust this person right now because the way they're acting is not what I feel is authentic. They're hiding something. They're overly presenting themselves. They're overly telling me how, amazing I am or they are or this is, or they're really trying to convince me of something. And what's interesting is you ask the second question, which is why would they be giving so much effort to try to convince you of something? The layer of why they're doing this is because underneath it, there's a hidden layer, which is something they want or need from you. It's a power exchange. And therefore, they're dangling bait out here saying, hey, you're so amazing and you're so talented. They're building your ego and dangling bait so that really they can try to get what they want from you under here. And so that's what sets off literally the nervous system. It sets off the creepy part. That's literally what's happening. Bobby says, oh my God, so true. It is true. And so we've all done this, meaning we've been the creeper who wanted or valued something in another person. So we contorted ourselves to be this weird version of ourselves as bait to try to convince them to come close so we can kind of get what we want out of the situation. And I'm sure all of you have had a situation where someone has done this to you, where they're texting and calling and complimenting and, in a dating world, they take you to a place that they can't fucking afford and they give you more shit than they've ever given their life and they pretend like they like shopping too or, oh, they love sports on the weekends just as much as you do. And they totally come up with this big concoction of a story, again, as bait, so they can get you close enough to hopefully get you. In business, this happens just as much. Business, you sit down and someone starts complimenting the hell out of you. Oh, I read, you're amazing and you're incredible. And oh my gosh, look at this office you have. And, they're building you up and building you up and building you up. They're dangling the bait. Oh, and I can help you get this deal. And I can help you make $1 million and I can help you do this. I have a guy who I was talking to the other day and all my creep alarms went off because what happened, he texted me, I have the opportunity that, do you have a few minutes because I have something that could earn us both $1 million in the next few months. Okay. I'm interested. What do you got? He dangled some bait. I came over to see what it was. And as soon as I got there, he said, okay, it's nothing to do with that, but I have to clear something up with you. And that's why this is about. I was like, oh my gosh, you just set off every creep meter in my entire business nervous system. You dangled bait, which convinced me to come and check out to see what you had. And then you bamboozled me when I got there because of something. And look at this. It wasn't something he was trying to give me. It was a feeling he was trying to clear up in his own nervous system. He was something trying to get. He was trying to get a clear conscious. Therefore, it was trying to still get something from me, get the clarity that allows him to have a clear conscious in the experience. And so if I were to give you a tip, if you ever feel like your approach isn't working to try to connect with someone, ask and be really, really honest with yourself. Are you trying to get something from them, or are you trying to give something to them? Now, let's say that you say, honestly, I'm really genuinely trying to give something to them. I just kind of freak out and act all weird whenever I try. Second layer, is giving this to them of value to them, or is it you trying to convince them it's valuable? Another way to say this in business, are you giving them what you think they need, or are you giving them what they actually want? I'm in the performance coaching business, and I watch a lot of coaches go, oh my gosh, I know what this person needs. And they try to sell it to them, and the person gets creeped out and goes, ha, and backs away. And they go, what the heck? I'm trying to help them. And the truth is, you're giving them what you think they need, which might be true, but you weren't giving them what they want. You weren't giving them genuinely what they want. Now, someone might confuse this and say, well, if you're just trying to give them what they want, isn't that like dangling bait? No, it's asking them, what do you want? And let me see if I have the ability to deliver it. If I can, let me go get it for you. And I don't want a damn thing from you. Keep it. It's all you. And if there's anything else I can do, come back and ask me. I'll see if I can help. That's amazing. You know, there's no creep meter there. It's like, okay. You know, and what I've learned in our business kind of coaching sessions is this is something we employ. We say, hey, show up. Tell us what's going on in your world. If we can help you, we'll help you. If we can't, I'll tell you. I'll be like, hey, I'm not good at this. Go over there. That person is. I trust them. They're good. I'll refer you out to someone else. And so what happens is people open up and tell us everything. And it's great. And I'll tell them, these 7 things I'm not good at. I'm horrible at those things, actually. Go over here. Here's 4 books you should read, 3 people you should talk to, and other shit you go do to get better at that. This one thing or these 3 things over here, I'm really good at that. I can help you, and here's what it looks like, and here's how it works. And they go, oh, thanks. That's great. And you know, keep the plan. Use it. If it works, come back and talk to me later, and I'll help you create another one and go further from there. But that ability to get out of that creepometer section. Now, this happens in sales. You know, I'll tell you some funny stories of how this happens in relationships. Prior to me being married, I was a single man. I know it's hard to believe. Just kidding. But I remember when I was single, I certainly creeped some people out. Looking back, after I learned this subject, I was like, oh, geez, no wonder they freaked out. And you know, no wonder they weren't interested. It's kind of a silly topic. But you know, Chelsea is definitely in sales. It does happen. It happens in networking. It happens in sales. It happens in dating. It happens in relationships. Now, here's a question. Could it happen even if you're married to the person? Because in dating, it could make sense. You know, as a man or woman, you go over the top trying to convince them. You try to, you know, twist and manipulate to try to convince them that you're someone worth going on a date with, or sleeping with, or hanging out with, or watching a movie with, or whatever you all are up to. But could it happen even if you're married to the person? Now, I would go on a ledge and say absolutely. Because if you go to your spouse wanting something from them, trying to get it from them, now they just changed the term. Instead of calling it creepy, they call it needy. You notice how it's the same situation? It's the same feeling. When someone's really needy and they need something from you and they come and they try to, hey, and they try to just get it from you, and they're trying to like get your attention or pout because they want you, or cry or laugh, or they're trying to manipulate. It's the same situation. And all it is someone saying, hey, there's a void I'm trying to fill, and I think you have what I need. It's the illusion that what you need is outside of you, first off. And then second off, it's the process of trying to go and get it versus saying, hey, and this becomes a game changer. What do I have to do as an individual to fill up with the things I need or desire most, and then go to my partner to share them with them? So if you need more love and connection, flood your mind and body with love and connection. Imagine from the tip of your toes to the top of your head, flooding your body with, love and connection, every pore out to who you are, and then go to your spouse to share it with them. If you want more confidence or certainty in a business realm and you're lacking, but you see someone with confidence and you're trying to get it from them, instead, sit down and think of all the times in your life where you had confidence and you felt strong and it worked out, and flood your body from the tip of your toe to the top of your head with pure confidence. And then go to the person and just share some of that confidence with them, where most likely it'll turn into appreciating the things you really love about them and just telling them how great it is. And saying that's all, walking away. That piece where allow yourself to first flood your mind and body with what you feel you need from them. And then instead of trying to go and get it, go and share it with them. So just some simple tips for the day. I thought it was a fun, silly topic to think about. Hopefully, let me ask, if you have any questions, I'll stick on for a couple more minutes and answer them. And then I'm going to stick to my promise with my wife, and we're going to go do some yoga. I'm trying to hit 5 out of 5 days in a row here. A little personal challenge to self. See if I can make it happen. Let's see. I'm not seeing any questions. Creepy's the new sexy. I don't know about that. Creepy definitely creeps people out. So I'm not seeing any questions. So if you enjoyed this, fun topic, enjoy yoga, will do. If you enjoyed this, if you thought it was useful, please click the share button. Let other people know not to be creepy, and they can learn a few tips here. Have an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to go catch yoga, and I will be on tomorrow at 3 p.m. Scott, will I be in San Diego next week? At the beginning of the week, yes. But we're flying out in the middle of the week to go do an event in Kentucky. Anyways, catch y'all later. See you tomorrow.